Right now.
Okay, now it's time to introduce to the Sheffield United fan zone a former player, a Blades legend. Signed in 1990 with 195 appearances, scoring 9 goals. Player of the Year in 1993. Make as much noise as you can for the legend, Paul Beesley. Nearly went wrong at the start there, didn't we? That was a good start. So Paul, welcome to the fan zone. First of all, I asked this to everyone. It obviously wasn't here when you played, but what do you think of this? What an addition.
Brilliant with the supporters, isn't it? You know, get you in the mood for what's coming. Couple of pints, ready to rock and roll.
Definitely. You didn't like that in your day, yeah?
Well, I think we had one before the game, you know what I mean?
So, like I mentioned, signed in 1990 from Leyton Orient, a club record at the time, 300,000. Big jump from the 3rd division to the 1st division, wasn't it, for you? So let's talk about that. First of all, how did the move come about for you, jumping from the 3rd to the 1st?
It's just like any other move, really. You're just trying to find your way in the lower divisions, and then they had the call off Dave Bassett. You know, do you want to come and sign with Sheffield United? And really, it's a no-brainer. I was jumping 2 levels, and to come to a football club like this, you know, it was a dream come true, really.
Yeah, you mentioned jumping to 2 levels. Did it feel natural? Did you feel ready at the time for that big step?
But you never know. But you know, Dave had that sort of gift where, you know, he looks like to Brian Dean and things like that. The players he brought through, and you know, for peanuts really, you know, and they developed them, and he was brilliant at that, Harry. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. And we saw, it was like I said to you just side stage, it was my first season watching United, and that season in the old 1st division as it was, didn't actually get our first win until the 21st of December against Forest. So let's talk about that game. For those that remember, I remember it like it was yesterday. What a game it was. Talk to us about that and how it felt afterwards.
I mean, that was incredible, because we'd gone, I think, so many hours without scoring. Then we scored against Aston Villa, and there must have been about 4,000 ran on there when we scored. We got beat 2-1, then we come to that game and we were winning 2-1. They scored straight away, and then I think it was Jock Bryson who got the winner. It might be Brian Dean got the winner. That's my mind going. So, but at the end, it was like we'd won 3-2, but it seemed like we'd won the FA Cup because the pitch was full. Supporters ran on. You know, it was incredible. And from there, it kicked us on.
Definitely. And so, had the belief gone? Obviously, 21st of December, not winning a game. Were you still believing at that point, or did it take that win to really get that belief going? Because what a run we went on after that.
No, not in that dressing room. The manager now, Chris, you know, you had Vinnie Jones, Glyn Hodges, Simon Tracy, Big Billy Whitehair, Brian Dean, Tony Agana, Bradders, Wardy, I go on, and Dane Whitehouse, go on and on. There's always belief. It was every day with us.
And what an end to the season it was. It was fantastic. But let's jump forwards a couple of seasons to the 93 season, Premier League season, your season as Player of the Year. How did that feel to be named Player of the Year?
Well, it's, you know, that's a privilege for this football club to get Player of the Year. It's one of the highlights of my career, I think. So I just, you know, it was fantastic. You know, you're playing in a brilliant football club. To get Player of the Year is something that'll stick with me, you know, for the rest of my life.
I mean, that season, some fantastic results, beating Man U, Liverpool, Everton, Chelsea here. Some great games. Are there any that stand out for you that season?
Apart from doing the double against Sheffield Wednesday, that was beautiful. You know, beating Man United here was a big game. 2-1 in the FA Cup. Glyn Hodges scored a great goal, and I think on the day, you know, we were better than them.
Definitely, I agree, totally agree. You mentioned the Sheffield Derby. That's coming up, that's our next home game. So what are your thoughts? Let's have a little score prediction for that one.
Well, there's only one winner, isn't there? Sheffield United all the way, not a problem. I think the build-up to them games, the supporters will know it was incredible because we hadn't played it for quite a while, a few years, leading up to the first game here, 2-0. and it was all week. You know, I know what it means to the Sheffield people. You know, great support, and to win that 2-0, and then go to Hillsborough and then beat them there was even better, because there must have been 10,000 behind the goal that night. It seemed like 50,000. Incredible. You're on the pitch, and I'm playing alongside Brian Gale on the evening, and you couldn't hear yourself talk. You could not communicate that night. It was impossible. The noise levels, it was just incredible.
Memory's incredible. That was my first away game that I went to, so what a game to go to. So obviously yourself gone on to do amazing things, Player of the Year here, going on to captain Manchester City as well. But it's not just you, is it? Your son is doing pretty well as well. So playing at Blackpool right now, let's talk about him and his journey. What kind of dad were you? Did you always want him to go down that route as a footballer?
I think you just follow your boys. You follow them when they're growing up. He just wanted to do well in anything, really. I wasn't, like pushing and pushing. He's gone his own route, and he's found a home in football, which is very difficult to do, and he's enjoying it. He's a centre forward. I don't know where he gets that from. It's not from me. Anyway,
Paul, 9 goals you scored.
Yeah, he's doing great with that. So just keep going and enjoy your football. Football's it's a job, but what a job it is. It's an incredible job, and if you keep your feet on the ground and you keep level-headed, you can do anything.
Definitely. So, like so many former players, they reside in Sheffield now. They come to Sheffield United, love it that much, and they end up living here. And I think that's yourself as well, isn't it? So tell us about what's going on now in your career, what's going on, and where you're based.
Yeah, I've been here for over 30 years now. I've got my own little business. I'm just potting along lovely. Like going to watch my lad play football, and my wife's a Scouser, and my 3 children were born in Sheffield, which is madness. To keep calling me father. Well, I know, but they're fabulous, But as I say, it's a fantastic. I think what makes this football club is the supporters. They're the best. In my career over 20 years, there's no support like this. Incredibly, you deserve everything you get. Success, because you're a fantastic bunch of people. And I had a great rapport with the supporters. And I think if you give it a go and you run about and you try, they're with you. The minute you stop doing that, you're in trouble.
Wow. I mean, what a fantastic way to finish. Paul, for me, it's always a pleasure to speak to people like you. As a Blade myself, been watching since 1990. I grew up watching you. And for me, this is an honour. It's been great to talk to you. I could talk more and more. But we have to finish there. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, big round of applause for Paul Beesley. DJ Gav Lyons, it's back to you.